Hi everyone. So today I'm not going fishing, but I'll be answering 50 questions. The questions are basically about when I go fishing, when regarding my boat, how I fish, what kind of bite I'm using. So basically, I'll be answering 50 questions.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine, thanks.
Before we start, I'd like to ask you a few questions about you.
Okay, no problem.
What is your name?
You can call me DDNZ.
Where are you from originally?
I was born in Slovakia, but I arrived 2005 in New Zealand. So basically, I'm Kiwi, and I'm living in New Zealand, in Auckland.
When did you start your YouTube channel?
It was last year. It was, I think, March 2021. So basically, I'm on YouTube over 1 year.
Are you making any money from YouTube?
No, I'm not making any money, not even 1 cent. I'm just doing the YouTube channels for free.
How much time do you need to create and upload on YouTube channel? Say one 15 to 20 minute video?
Okay, so basically, I'm not counting the time when I'm recording on the boat videos, but just the computer work when I have to actually put everything together. So basically the 15-20 minutes video, it would take me probably around 3 to 3.5 hours just on the computer, just the computer work. So maybe 3.5 hours, yeah.
And so, what is the camera that you're using for your YouTube videos?
I'm not using a mobile phone. I'm using a DJ Osmo Action. So I bought it just for the fishing videos.
Okay, let's go to the questions.
Okay, let's go.
I have to ask you first, do you prefer kayak or inflatable boat?
Definitely inflatable boat. Definitely 100%.
Why would you choose inflatable boat before a kayak?
Because the inflatable boat have more space, more stability. When you fish, you have more comfort, so you can move around, and I think it's safer on the water.
What kind of boat do you have?
I got True Kit Discovery 3.3 meter.
Is your boat safe and good quality boat?
Yes, it is 100%.
Why?
Because the boat is made from Valmex premium fabric, so it's made in Germany, and this boat got 5 air chambers, so yeah, that's why it's very safe.
How heavy is your boat?
32 kg.
What kind of outboard do you have?
I have Mercury.
How many horsepower?
I bought 9.9 horsepower.
How heavy is it?
I think it's 26, maybe 28 kg, so it's quite light for the 9.9 horsepower.
Would you prefer a 15 horsepower?
Yes, definitely. Highly recommended. If you have 3.3 meters, I would definitely recommend 15 horsepower.
Why did you buy a 9.9 horsepower then?
I bought 9.9 horsepower only because the 15 horsepower was more expensive and my budget is limited, so that's why I choose the cheaper one.
How much did you pay for your boat and the Mercury 9.9 horsepower outboard?
Okay, so I bought my boat last year in March 2021 and it cost me 6,500 New Zealand dollar, what is 3,800 US for both, for the boat plus Mercury 9.9 outboard.
Why did you buy an inflatable boat?
The reason why I bought the little boat, inflatable boat, because I didn't have money and I don't have money to spend like say 20 or 25,000 for the bigger boat. And if you really want your own boat and you want to get on the water and have some fun, so this is I think really good choice. Have your own boat, so this is the reason why I bought.
If you have a 9.9 horsepower outboard on your 3.3 meter inflatable boat, how many people would you recommend for a fishing trip?
All right, so of course, if we have 3.3 meter boat and 9.9 horsepower, the best is one person. Yeah, that's you basically king. You got speed, you got everything, but still okay if you have two people, say up to 100 kg each. So the boat, you have still, two people, you have still speed, you have still comfort and space, but I wouldn't recommend 3 people.
Would you prefer a bigger boat than 3.3 meters?
Because I fish always myself, so it's only one. Basically, I'm happy for 3.3 meters. Me, I just go and do my videos, do my fishing. But if you have, for example, 2 people and they go, say, regularly, like I go every week, then I would probably prefer 4 meters and 15 horsepower. Definitely I would buy 4 meters 15 horsepower, and I would never buy, I wouldn't go for 9.9 horsepower outboard.
What about the boat stability when you fish?
Stable, no problem. I didn't have any issues with that.
What is the worst weather you ever experienced with your 3.3 meter inflatable boat?
There was weather. I was fishing, I think 1.1 K offshore, and the weather just suddenly changed from like 5-10 knots to 25, and the waves just start coming bigger and bigger. So basically what I did, I just straight away come back closer to the shore. But the boat was stable, no problem. Just you have to feel safe on the boat, and I didn't feel like I can keep going fishing. So basically what I said already, the boat stable, no problem, but I was just going closer back to shore, and make sure you stay safe and you can go fishing again. But I would say the best fishing I would say is up to 15 knots. It's the best fishing if you can fish up to 15 knots. But what I already said, 25 knots, the boat still stable, and it was okay.
Did you have any issues with the boat or any bad experience?
No, I didn't have any issues. Just one bad experience, and I'll show you. I got a little puncture from snapper, and you have to be when you're buying inflatable boat, you have to be very, very, very careful when you're catching fish, especially snapper. I don't know what happened, but as you can see, I got my plastic box. I always use the landing net, put on the plastic box, but I don't know what happened, how happened. Basically, I got one little puncture. I could fix it myself, but it happens. And if you have inflatable boat, you have to be very, very, very careful when you're catching snappers, because this is what happened. So before you buy inflatable boat, just think about it, what I said. And when you get a little puncture like I got, you'll be very, very upset. Yeah.
What is the top speed if you have a 3.3 meter inflatable boat and a 9.9 horsepower outboard?
This is a tricky question, because depends how many people on the boat. So for example, if you have one person, say up to 100 kg, the speed, and depends how is the weather, the waves and wind, but what I said, one person up to 100 kg, the speed is around 30 kilometers an hour.
You have a Mercury 2-stroke 9.9 horsepower outboard. How much petrol do you need for 5 hours fishing trip?
Yes, so if you have 9.9 horsepower and one person, I prefer drift fishing. So basically for 5 hours I use 4, maybe up to 5 liters of petrol.
Do you have a fish finder?
Yes, I do, but I stopped using it months ago, and I still can catch fish. So yes, I have, but I'm not using it.
What don't you recommend on your boat?
Definitely barely. So if you have inflatable boat, don't use barley.
Why?
The reason why I never use barley is because barley, inflatable boat and sharks, they doesn't match. So even if I'm on kayak, I would never use barley.
Is there anything else which I should be aware of?
Yes, definitely. So I already mentioned before, when you catching the fish, so make sure you have your landing net and some plastic box, so you put the fish on the plastic box. The other things, when you, for example, using your knife and you catching your squid or pilchards, make sure you don't cut on the boat. For example, any sharp, like for example hooks, when you're changing hooks or anything, even when you're launching your boat, just make sure, look around, for some broken glass, broken bottles or anything, any sharp, what actually can damage your boat. Yeah, so you have to be very careful. When you have inflatable boat, you have to be very, very, very careful.
What about the wheels?
The wheels, yes, 100%. I would recommend. Very, very handy.
How do you store your boat?
As you can see, my boat is inside the garage, so there is no problem. I have no mold. It's just perfect. But I would recommend, if you keep your boat outside, make sure you put some cover on the top and you basically block the sunlight. Otherwise, very, very easy to store boat.
How do you clean your inflatable boat?
It's very easy. You just use fresh water and some towel. So you just clean gently. Don't use any high pressure. So it's very easy. Just fresh water and towel.
Okay, so you've answered 27 questions about your boat. Did we miss anything?
I'm not sure, but if we did, you can just put a comment and you can ask me, and I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Now I'll be talking a little bit about fishing.
Okay, let's go.
What is your favorite location when you go fishing?
Yeah, so basically, if you've seen my videos, I'm fishing around Whangaproa, Army Bay, and sometimes I go Tiri Island. So basically, I have Army Bay, Shakespeare Park, and Tiri.
How far do you fish from the shore?
Usually I fish 3, 4, up to 5 Ks and 25, maybe 45 meters deep, but it depends how is the weather and if the fish is closer to the shore or is in the deeper water.
How do you know where the fish are?
Yeah, it's easy. What I do always when I start fishing, I stop, say, 100 meters offshore, so where it's a little bit shallow water, say up to 10 meters, and I stop for like 15-20 minutes, and I'll see if there's any bites. It doesn't matter if it's small snapper or big snapper, I just stop. If there's no bites, I go straight to 25-35 because I know the snapper is not in shallow water, and I go straight to deeper water.
Do you have any other tips on how to find fish?
Oh yeah. So one really good tip is look for little blue penguin. They always around Whangaproa, and if you see them, go straight close to them, and you have definitely 2-3 minutes, and you have kawai or snapper. They always look down and they follow the fish, so you know exactly where's the fish. I think I had one video when I was showing on the video. Basically, I saw a few little blue penguins. I dropped my slider, and I think it was like 2-3 minutes, and I got already snapper. So always follow the birds.
What kind of fish do you target?
Oh, my favorite is snapper, kawai, and trevally.
What kind of bait are you using?
Yeah, as you can see on the videos, I always use slider and squid. So what I do, I have slider and I put a little piece on squid on it. The good thing is, you know, like slider, the fish can see it, and the squid actually can smell it. Some people would say they would never put any squid on slider, but I always do, and I always catch nice snappers.
How much squid do you use for 5 hours fishing trip?
Basically, when I go fishing, say 5-6 hours, it's say 500 grams of squid. You don't have to use much because you just put a little piece of squid on one hook. The second hook you just leave it free, and yeah, 5-6 hours, probably around 500 grams.
How heavy is the slider you use for fishing?
I always use 100 grams. All my sliders, they 100 grams. The reason why, because when I'm fishing, say in the deeper water, you wanna have the slider a little bit heavier, so go straight down. And I would say 80 grams is still okay, but I highly recommend 100. And all my sliders, I have only 100 grams.
What color is your favorite?
So the sliders, I have few of them. The colors, I would say yellow, white, bruised banana, and orange. That's basically my top, plus black. But I don't have it at the moment because I lost it. The fish was too big and just took off. So this is basically 4 colors plus what I said already, plus 1 black. What I don't have much success is with a pinky one. I don't know why, but I just can't catch fish on it. And the other color is like green or yeah, so, and gold. So these 2 sliders, I just don't have much luck on it. What I would recommend, at least when you're fishing around Vangaproa, is the yellow and bruised banana. These 2 are really good for fishing when you're fishing in the morning. Very interesting is the orange one is good after 11, maybe 12, like after midday. I don't know why, but you say if you're using, for example, these 2, yellow and orange, from the morning, you'll be catching say 80% fish until 12 on yellow, and then suddenly change, and after midday you'll be catching 80% fish on orange and only 20% on yellow. So yeah, so this is why I have different colors. About white, doesn't matter, is good through the day, really good for snapper and kawai. If you have black one, what I don't have, it's really good for kawai. It's very successful. It's black head and red eye, and it's really good for kawai.
Which color do you hate, or do you not have much success on?
That's already I said. The pink one, I don't know why, but I just can't catch a fish, and probably I will never buy it again. Maybe it's just because the area where I fish, but the pink one is not really good.
How do you fish with the slider?
How I fish? So basically, I have two fishing rods on the back on my boat, and what I do, of course, I put a little piece of squid on one hook. Yeah, that's already I said it. and 2 fishing rods. 1 fishing rod I drop and I keep the slider say 1.5 to 2 meters from the bottom, and the second I have say 10 meters or 10-15 meters from the bottom. So basically when I'm fishing say 35 meters deep, I'm covering an area from the bottom to 10 meters from the bottom. So basically you're covering a bigger area and you increasing chances to catch fish. Then you keep the sliders on the bottom and the fish is maybe say 10-15 meters from the bottom. So that's why I have two different fishing rods, and I two different sliders, one on the bottom and one in the middle.
How long is your fishing trip?
So that is basically fishing trip when I go is usually like from 4 to 5.5 hours.
Do you prefer drift fishing or anchor and stay in one spot?
Okay, drift fishing or anchor, definitely drift fishing. The reason why, so say I start from point A and I go to point B. So I drift, say for example, for 30 or 45 minutes, yeah. Then I go back to point A and I drift again if the fish is there. If not, I go other place and I drift again. So the reason why I like drift fishing is because I can cover a bigger area. Because if you stay on one spot, you're just covering area where you are. But when you do drift fishing, you actually covering, say, bigger area, and you increasing chances to catch the fish. So definitely drift fishing.
Do you prefer drift fishing or anchor and stay in one spot?
Okay, drift fishing or anchor, definitely drift fishing. The reason why, so say I start from point A and I go to point B. So I drift, say for example, for 30 or 45 minutes, yeah. Then I go back to point A and I drift again if the fish is there. If not, I go other place and I drift again. So the reason why I like drift fishing is because I can cover a bigger area. Because if you stay on one spot, you're just covering area where you are. But when you do drift fishing, you actually covering, say, bigger area, and you increasing chances to catch the fish. So definitely drift fishing.
What kind of fishing rods and reels do you have?
Okay, so I have 2 fishing rods, and I'll show you. So one fishing rod is aqua tip Shimano. It's 10 to 15 kg, and the other one is Shimano Auratus 10 to 15 kg. So basically they both 10 to 15 kg, and I got the same reels on it, and it's a Bite Runner 12,000 OC Shimano. So basically all my gear is Shimano.
What kind of fishing line do you have?
I use mono, and it's 30 pound and 14 kg, and the diameter is 0.49 millimeters. So this is I prefer mono.
Do you take a radio?
Yes, I have floating radio, and the brand is Uniden Atlantis 270. I can show you. So this is my radio, and it's very helpful and very important when you go fishing.
Is there any other good slider you have success with?
Yes, I have one slider, and it is the best slider ever. It was actually basically my idea, and what I did, I use flashery, and just the head from the slider, I put it together. And if you want to see, the video how you can actually make it, just watch it on my channel from it was published 25th of August. So yeah, you can watch the video, and basically, yeah, you put two together plus little piece of squid on it, and this is the best slider ever I used.
There is a rule out there that if you get on the water at 4 AM, you're going to catch more fish. Do you think in the morning it's the best time for fishing?
Well, the people saying, if you go fishing 4 o'clock in the morning, you go and catch more fish. But me, basically, I go fishing like 6:30 to 7:30. So this is the time when I'm starting fishing, between 6:30 and 7:30. And my best fishing is 11 to 2 o'clock. So basically, midday is the best fishing for me around Pangapura Peninsula. So I don't think so is the rule. It just depends if you know the places, if you know the spots. But I don't think so is the rule that if you go 4 o'clock in the morning, you go and catch more fish.
If you go for 5 hours fishing trip, how many fish do you usually catch?
Oh wow, 5 hours fishing, and how many fish? It depends. If it's, for example, slow, I would say I catch up to 20 fish. So I have maybe like four keepers. But if the fishing is good and the fish biting, and then maybe 45 up to 45 fish. So I have 7 keepers. But for example, my last video, I was fishing only 4 or 4.5 hours, and I got 7 keepers. So it depends.
I see you like snapper and kahawai fishing. What is next?
Yeah, I really like snapper and kahawai fishing, but next gonna be kingfish. I already start thinking how I'm going catch the kingfish on my little boat. So it is in the progress. It is my plan, and hopefully next few weeks I can go kingfishing.
Do you have any other dreams?
Yes, so what I already said, the first dream is I want to go kingfishing next couple of weeks, and my big dream is I want to buy a boat trailer, but basically I don't have money for that at the moment. The reason why I want to buy a boat trailer, because I can take the boat different places, New Zealand, and I can fish, and I show and upload the videos from different places. So yeah, this is my other dream, buy boat trailer, but it's not going to happen soon.
Would you recommend fishing on an inflatable boat?
Oh, definitely. I would recommend inflatable boat, because basically you have your own boat. You can take your friends or your kids. You can have fun. You can go say 3-5 k's offshore. You can catch snapper, kahawai. You can have lots of fun. Yeah.
I forgot to ask you, how often do you go fishing?
Basically, I go fishing every weekend if the weather is good. Some of the weekends I have both Saturday and Sunday. So if the weather is good, I'm out on the water.
What is the biggest snapper you ever caught?
The biggest snapper, I think, if I remember, it was 75 centimeters and 5.1 kg. It was really nice fish. Yeah, I think it's the biggest ever.
The last question. What would you say on the end?
Yeah, what I would say on the end is just, I highly recommend inflatable boat, but always check for the weather. Make sure, before you go, you check the weather and make sure you're safe on the water. Make sure you have always a radio, a mobile phone, a life jacket, and enough of fuel, because when the waves start coming, you'll be using more petrol. So if you have those 4 or 5 things, yeah, you'll be okay. And yeah, on the end, I would just say happy fishing, have fun, and just get some nice fish.
DDNZ, thank you for answering the 50 questions. Do you have anything more to add?
No, just if you have any other questions, or if I miss some questions, you can just ask me. I'm happy to answer all your questions. And I just can say on the end, just happy fishing, have fun, and get some fish.